Very warm good morning to all of you in Nairobi. My name is Yemi Akinbamijo, the Executive Director of FARA. Let me start by, first of all, giving you my very warm greetings and best wishes as we come into this wonderful workshop on gender-responsive agricultural research and development hosted and being put up by GRARD. Now, as the apex organization charged with strategic role of coordinating agricultural research on the continent, FARA is excited to really become a partner with GRARD and to strengthen the commitment and capacity of African research institutions to conduct what is now known as gender-responsive agricultural research. And we do not take it lightly for us to be an institutional partner of GRARD as we commence this very noble journey into the world of gender responsiveness. It will be a long, tardy, and demanding ordeal, but definitely it is a worthwhile journey. So FARA is pleased to partner with you from day one. I may not be a football fan, but I'm glad to let you know that GRARD will not be walking alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. The science agenda that FARA has been known to pioneer on the continent is now in its rollout phase, with preliminary activities now happening in about 42 African countries. Now, this is scaling at work. Scaling must be a collective action happening at the same time with all the aces on the desk at the same time. At a time when the human resources for agricultural research for development is beginning to wane on the continent, it is a great thing that GRARD is now launching the Gender Responsive Initiative at this time. There could not have been a better synergistic moment, ladies and gentlemen. On our part, we are also mapping out the capacity dynamics through what we call the E-Capacity Initiative at FARA. This, for me, aligns very well with the mapping work that GRARD is doing. FARA believes that without the catalytic role of the science agenda in a gender-responsive manner, the African transformation will certainly be a mirage. Now, this is because the role of science in enhancing agricultural productivity, competitiveness, and market access in Africa is far too important to be outsourced. GRARD is wired to respond to emerging opportunities and challenges that are facing the continent and its quest to become food and nutrition secure. It is also the weaving together of key networks and stakeholders on the continent and globally reinforcing the capacity of Africa to improve its agricultural science and innovation for food and nutrition security and reducing poverty in compliance with the relevant Sustainable Development Goals. Now, for us as a network of networks, ladies and gentlemen, supporting the African Agricultural Research Institution is the core of our mandate, with scientific research playing a critical role in enhancing agricultural productivity, competitiveness, and market access. In FARA, we agree with the foregoing GRARD core values, and we fully support its notion that gender responsiveness has the potential to enhance agricultural research for Africa's sustained and inclusive economic growth. This is because gender responsiveness offers us a powerful tool through which agricultural researchers can be intentional in addressing the constraints of African farmers at the margins, especially women and youth. Now, as one of the 4 core programs of the programmatic thrust of GRARD, the Gender Responsive Initiative, in my opinion, is geared to respond to the needs and priorities of a diversity of women and men across the African agricultural value chains. I am convinced that the gender-responsive research is a more efficient approach as it results in more inclusive, better targeted, more relevant innovations with higher rates of adoption. Now, this is a significant point of convergence with FARA's values and missions that are heavily laced with gender responsiveness. Like GRARD, FARA envisions a robust, resilient, and gender-responsive agricultural innovation system working to drive prosperity and food and nutrition security in Africa. And contributing towards this vision, GRARD is investing in African scientists, research institutions, and agribusinesses to deliver innovative, sustainable, gender-responsive, and agricultural research and innovation the reason why many of you are seated in this room today. I am personally convinced that award's new initiative focused on gender-responsive agricultural research and development will actively catalyze transformative change in our continent. And African research institutions and scientists will be able to conduct agricultural research that will respond to the needs and priorities of the diversity of men and women across all spectrums. AWARD is the continent's leading knowledge hub on gender and agricultural research, so partnership with AWARD offers FARA the access to the leading innovation and thought leadership on the subject. As such, FARA is proud to partner with AWARD as we work together to ensure an inclusive agricultural-driven prosperity for the African continent. As I close, let me encourage you that at the close of this workshop, it must signify the beginning of a new zest of life in Africa's agricultural R4D spectrum. In this world of hashtags, let me encourage you to do three things. One, go out there, be calm and spread the gender word. Two, be calm and be gender smart. Three, be calm and be gender responsive. Let me take that again. The first is that you must be calm, spread the gender word. The second is be calm and be gender smart. And lastly, be calm and be gender responsive. Let me therefore close with my very cordial wishes to you all as you work assiduously in these 2-3 days to lace up African agricultural research for development in a gender responsive manner. Please find time to soak up the lovely atmosphere that Nairobi has, especially IFPRI campus. I love that campus. What it has to offer you as you become genderized. Thank you for this opportunity to be a part of your workshop, and I wish you a fruitful deliberation. Thank you, good day, and God bless.